Hello, Ms. Crosby. Please tell us how your first year is going here at Pinecrest.
It is going very well. We are very busy, but that's a good thing. Busy is always good. Classrooms are rocking and rolling. We have made some tweaks instructionally for some things that we feel like are best for kids this year. It seems to be going well. As always, instruction is a lot of our focus. Safety is as well, so we've been staying on top of all of our safety drills and things. But I love it here, and I love the work I do here. I love coming to work every day. And one of the focuses that from last year with me being assistant principal here, it was an easy transition into this role. And I say that I was Title I coordinator for our school last year. And when we were doing our Title I parent surveys, one thing that parents wanted most was more opportunities to come in and be a part of the school, which I think is an incredible thing for parents to want. And so I took that to heart, and I said, after I was named principal, I said, one thing I'm going to focus on is getting parents more involved this year. And so I started working last school year on what kind of events we were going to have take place here. And so we've been working on that, as well as the instructional piece and keeping up with all of our safety and all. And I know that you guys are aware of this, but we started the digital mapping and so I got the proof of that yesterday. So I'm really excited as to how that will help the community as well when they're responding to things we have at the school. So from a safety standpoint, that was a great addition too.
Well, I know you just recently had a trunk or treat. Can you kind of tell us about how that went and
Yeah.
how everything was going?
Yeah, I will. Again, going back to that parent involvement piece, one of the things I wanted to do was give parents an opportunity to come in. A lot of times we do instructional based things, literacy nights, math nights, but our kids want an opportunity to come in and just have fun at their school. And so in the past, at other schools I've been at, we've done those types of fun things, and I said, you know what, Pinecrest deserves those fun things too. And so I figured that it would be a great first kind of fun thing for us to do. We did have Grandparents' Day a couple weeks ago, which is another great thing. But I said, you know what, one thing we're gonna do is a trunk or treat, and it was a blast. I never even knew what the count was and how many kids we had come, but when the RSVPs came in, it was about 400 kids that we had RSVP, which was great. I didn't limit it to just our students. Siblings could come and some other family members as well if they wanted to, because I want people to see Pinecrest as a community. And I want to extend those walls to other people in the community, and to see Pinecrest as a place that they can come and enjoy and have fun, and to see it also as a place that they trust for their kids to be. And so it was a great night. The kids came, they were precious. We had some really cute costumes. We had one of our kindergartner was dressed as a box of popcorn. He had a little butter thing on his head. And then we had one of our first graders was dressed as Prince Charming. And so it was just precious. And so the kids had a blast. We heard, Friday, I came back from a conference on Friday, and they were just talking about how much fun that they had. And so it was just great. And so I want to make it a tradition to do that every year as nothing but just a fun thing for parents to come in and bond with our teachers and see our teachers outside of that instructional role. Because a lot of our teachers are such fun people, and they enjoy that fun stuff. And so I think not only does the instructional piece have its place, but that fun piece has its place as well.
Ken, I think you were here with some other board members. Did you guys dress up?
No, we did not dress up. We came from work, but it was a blast. We had so much fun. We got to meet all the parents and all the kids, and I mean, it was. And then they had the vendors that were here, and so the kids just had such a blast, and it was such a joy for us board members. Miss Crago and Miss Connor, and she was there, and so we just had absolutely blast doing it. We stayed from start to finish.
Yes, I will say they stayed truly start to finish, helped clean up afterwards, which was great, which I appreciated so much. And that's such a big piece for everybody in the building to see, that you guys are willing to come out and not only do the fun piece, but willing to stay and help as well. I do want to touch on the vendors. Thank you for saying that. We had local vendors come. We had Sunshine Soda Shack that came. We had Smoky Gray's barbecue truck, and we had Amaya's Tacos. which was great. And so parents, I had several parents that were very appreciative. They said, oh, we're grabbing supper before we leave. But one of the big pieces was having groups come in to actually give out the candy in the building. And so we had 3 groups from Greenwood High School that were thrilled to come in. So we had ROTC, SGA, teacher cadets come in from Greenwood High. We had local businesses that came and participated. Some of them had children at our school and some of them didn't, but we were welcome. We were welcoming everybody. So it took a true village to make it happen. But halls were packed. We had it down 3 hallways, halls were packed, and we had just loads of fun. So it was great. So I look forward to doing this year after year, make it a tradition for Pinecrest. So one thing I wanted to ask you guys is, can you share some of the highlights from the last board meeting, your October board meeting? I know that there were several things on the agenda that you guys tackled at that board meeting, and so can you talk about that just a little bit?
So recognition is one of our favorite agenda items we can always see, and in the October meeting we were recognizing the max scorers on SC Ready. The max scores, SC Ready.
Do you remember how many there were? I know we had 3 here from Pinecrest.
There was 48. So
48.
the first year I believe it was 8 or so, and then this past time on October we recognized 48 kids. So that is unbelievable, and it shows the hard work of our staff and teachers and the kids and the parents and just our whole community to make that happen. It just shows so much growth in this district.
Yeah, and I want to speak to what he said about it, just everybody that it takes. One thing that I included on our newsletter this time was that, not just Pinecrest being an incredible place of learning, but how it takes everybody to make it happen. It takes the board, it takes our district office staff, it takes principals, APs, teachers, students, custodians, our cafeteria staff. I mean, you think about the importance of kids being fed and what that does for their learning every day. And so it takes everybody to make that happen.
Welcoming into the schools with the trunk or treat. That doesn't happen just with the teachers, right? You got to have everybody on board to make that a good welcoming community. Recognition's always a good thing. Another piece that we touched on was the curriculum. We're trying to highlight every department in the district this year with our governance calendar, and Brad Nichols led that presentation. From a trustee standpoint, a lot of it's a business meeting, right? That's what we're doing once a month. So of course you're going to go over the financials. You're looking at the projects that we have going on. The curriculum, though, is really the meat of it, that especially somebody who's not in education, that's not necessarily my language. So it's nice to get information as far as where we are, what we're doing. We talk about test scores every now and then, but curriculum, the presentation really gave us an overview of that entire department, what all goes into it, and again, highlighting the performance of all our students.
I think there were magnet things included in there.
That's right. Yep. All the programs that we have going on. I'll say again, we kind of look at that high level overview, thinking about the finances, thinking about the big picture things, the community impact. So it was nice to get curriculum in front of us to see what truly is happening day to day in the schools. From an instruction standpoint, absolutely.
And it gives us opportunity to ask questions that we normally wouldn't have an opportunity every day. The other things we had is we had an architect come in that did a facility study, and that is a major piece. Obviously here at Pinecrest is one of the older schools, so that gives us the ability, that study, to understand if we need to remodel this particular school or if it's actually on, replacing the school, finding more land or building on site, those kind of things. And then all the other schools, it gives us the opportunity to look and see what the needs are for each individual school as far as traffic flow, those kind of things. So it was a great study, great presentation, and again, it's just opportunity for us to do more homework on the future needs. We're not even talking 5 years, we're talking 25 to 50 years out of what would be best for this district. So that was a great presentation too. And obviously we have the business things, we approve employee hires and those kind of things. So, and that's always kind of like the final thing on the agenda before we.
Good. It was a jam-packed board meeting for sure,
Yes,
but it
yes.
was a lot of good things that happened in that board
Yeah.
meeting, so that was good.
Listen, anytime we can recognize that many kids, hopefully next year will be 100. We have to
I
stay
know,
there
I hope
4
so.
hours
Right,
instead,
absolutely.
instead of
Yeah.
3. So we always that's a highlight of the year, of the different times of year to get to recognize the students and have them.
And just those 3 pieces that we touched on. So you talk about recognition, right? Well, obviously curriculum instruction is the major component in that, right? But our facilities, making sure that our kids have a facility that fits them, fits their
conducive
needs,
to
fit the
learning.
community, exactly.
It's safe.
Right.
Obviously, that's
Right.
the main driving point. I'm a chair of the facilities committee,
Mm-hmm.
and that's our main driving point. Number one is it's safe for our kids,
Right.
and if we don't feel it's safe for our kids, then we need to make a change, and we need to decide what makes that school safe for our kids.
Right.
We don't need you and the teachers spending your time all day worrying about what exit is closed, what hallway,
Right.
is secure. We need you in here taking care of the kiddos and teaching.
kids,
Exactly.
and
So
instruction, yes. Well, from the instructional piece, if you ever want to visit, you are welcome to come by
Thank
here
you.
and visit classrooms. It's a joy to walk in classrooms every day and just see what teachers are doing and how much kids are learning. And I'm watching our kindergartners that are now first graders and watching our first graders that are now second graders, seeing their growth from last year is just tremendous. So y'all are welcome to come by anytime and pop in classrooms, because I do think it would be it would give you a different view of what that instructional piece looks like instead of a numbers look at the actual action going on.
Love it.
So,
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
We appreciate the time this morning.
Yes.